Come on, blood, blood, come on, stop, blood, blood, don't do this, blood, blood, come on, blood, blood, stop, blood. A lot of my issues that I had while I was in the county jail or in prison, it stemmed from things that happened out here in the real world. More than likely, it always was behind a woman. So this story takes place back when, so I was in Atlanta and I came back up here to Flint, right? And I went to go enroll into this college called my community college. So y'all know the person, I want to say the receptionist person, the person that actually takes you around the campus and show you around. So it was this girl named Kia, and she was a dyke, she was a stud. And she was showing me around the campus. So me and her talking, and she was talking about like, man, you got like this player type thing about you. I'm like, what you mean by that? She was like you get girls or something. I said, I mean, I do what I do. And she was like, oh man, shoot, I'll be out here getting girls too. Maybe we should go to the mall and, you know, get up on some girls together. So I was like, all right, yeah, you know, whatever, bet. So me and Key was kicking it hard for like 2 weeks. We'd be at the Genesee Valley Mall, just talking to chicks and this and that. Me and her got real close. We got real tight. So I'm gonna say maybe 2 weeks after that, she called me and she was like, hey, it's this girl named Tiara that's coming from Tennessee that I've been trying to get on, but you know, she don't rock that way. So I want to put you on to her. I'm like, okay, cool. She was like, but here's the thing though. I hooked her up with this blood dude named DeAndre, and they've been talking. They ain't never see each other, but they've been talking on the phone over the summer. So I just want you to pose as him and y'all start talking. So I'm like, what you mean pose as him? She was like, I want you to pose as him, like act like you him. I'm like, man, that's kind of weird. She was like, no, just do it for me, because I don't want him talking to her. He ain't no good for her. So I'm like, all right, so how we gonna do this? So she was like, well, in a couple days she'll be here. So I'm just gonna have y'all meet up and y'all just see what happens. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So the couple days go by and I end up going to her house. So when I pull up to her house, she's right there at the door. The only thing I'm thinking in my head, like, man, I hope this girl ain't, well, I ain't gonna, I'm gonna say, I hope this girl ain't ugly, right? So when I get out the car, I see her. I said, oh, she ain't bad at all. She cute. So she just smiling at the door, and I'm looking at her. So I get out, and then she was like, is you gonna come? I said, yeah, here I come. So I get in the house, and right when you come in, it's the living room. So she's sitting on the couch. I sit right next to her. She just smiling like this, cheesing. I say, what's going on? She was like, you sound different than on the phone. I'm like, yeah. She was like, and you ain't got braids. You cut your hair or something? Now at that time, y'all, I used to have 360s, the waves. So I was like, no. I said, look, man, check this out. I'm not DeAndre. She was like, you not? I was like, no. I said, my name Dante, man. Kia, she told me she didn't want you being with dude for whatever reason, so she sent me here and whatever. I can go if you want me to. She looked me up and down. She was like, no, you can stay, you can stay. I said, you sure? She was like, yeah. I was like, all right. So we just got to talking or whatever, and she was like, you want to go to the room? And I was like, oh okay, I guess. So we go to the room, and she's sitting like where the pillows at, and I'm sitting at the bottom of the bed right here. And she like, I'm like, so what was you doing in Tennessee? She was like, well, so now that I'm 19, you know, my dad, he's paying for my college. So he said that if he's gonna pay for my college, I have to spend the summer with him and whatever. And I said, oh, okay, so I bet. So she was like, how old is you? Now at this time, y'all, I was 16. So I didn't want to tell her that, you know, I was 16 because she was 19. So I lied. I was like, I'm 18. So she was like, so what's your plans for the fall? I'm like, I don't know. I'm about to probably enroll in school and college or whatever. She was like, oh, okay. She was like, so what you taking? I was like, probably criminal justice. So she was like, okay, that's cool. So I'm gonna go to school to be a nurse. I said, oh, okay, bet. So it just got real quiet for like 15 seconds. And she just kept looking at me, smiling. I said, why are you smiling at me like that? She was like, I don't know, man, you just so dang cute. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So she was like, come here right quick. So I was like, okay. So I scooted right next to her. And then she was like, kiss me right here. Right? So I was like, huh? She was like, give me a kiss right here. So I said, okay. So I scooted up next to her and, you know, I got the kiss on right here. And she got the moan. And then I pulled back and she was like, no, keep going. And I said, oh, okay. So I just kept kissing her, but whatever. And she just kept moaning. And one thing led to another. And I laid her down on the bed, spread eagle style. And, you know, I did what I did, right? So as we doing what we doing, her phone is ringing. And I hear it because it's buzzing like beep, 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 beep. So her phone is buzzing. So I'm like, after we got done doing what we was doing, I was like, you go get that? She was like, no, that's probably him. I was like, oh, okay. So she go get in the shower. So now I hear the beeping noise again. So I get the phone, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, he called, it's like 12 missed calls. He just called him back to back. So I just put her phone on the dresser. So when she get out, I'm like, yo, he keep calling. She was like, okay. I said, man, let me see the phone right quick. She was like, what? I was like, let me see the phone right quick. So she gave me the phone. And right when he was calling again, I picked up the phone like this. Well, I'm like, hello? He like, hey, is I ain't gonna say her name. Is so-and-so there? I'm like, yeah, she here. He was like, can I talk to her? I'm like, nah, man, this her dude. He like, her dude? I said, yeah, this her dude. He like, man, what you mean this her dude? Like, man, I said, hey, man, check this out, man. Don't call this phone no more, man. I just got done blowing her back out. He like, oh, okay, man, straight up. All right, in blood. Remember y'all say he was a gang member, he was a blood. So I was like, all right, man, don't call this phone no more. And he got to say some other stuff. I just hung up the phone. She was like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. I'm like, listen, man, I ain't trying to do all that. So he kept calling back. So I picked up the phone. I'm like, hello? He like, hey, blood, check this out, blood. Hey, man, I don't know what you got going on over there, but see here, blood, hey, what you doing ain't boo. So I guess bloods can't say cool. They gotta say boo. They gotta replace all the C's with a B. So he like, what you doing ain't boo. Man, put my girl on the phone, man. What you doing ain't boo. I said, hey. So then since he kept talking like he was a blood, I started acting like I was a Crip. I said, hey, cuz, check this out. It ain't gonna be too many of them bloods talking over it, all that blood talking. He like, man, he like, all right, say less. So I hang up the phone, right? So she was like, what was he saying? I said, do he got your address? She was like, no. And then I was like, okay. So she was like, so what did he say? I said, he ain't talking about nothing. So we sitting there and she got to like crying. I'm like, what the heck going on? Hold on, y'all, it's hot. Hold on. It done got hot up in here. So she got the crying, like whimpering a little bit. And I'm like, what the heck? Why are you crying for? And she was like, oh, you might think that I'm a hoe, and because we just met and we slept together. I said, huh? She was like, yeah, you might think that I'm a hoe or something. I said, hold up. Time out. No, I wouldn't think that about you. I said, no, the way I look at it, shoot, this was gonna happen anyway. And you know, this just, I mean, we gonna do this all the time. You know, I don't look at you like that. Let me ask y'all a question in the comment section. Do y'all think that, I guess it's a two-sided question. Do y'all think that it is appropriate for, I don't want to put it just on a woman, because you got the man share responsibility too. But do y'all think it is appropriate for two people to sleep together on their first date or their first date? Let me know in the comment section. Me, I'm gonna give y'all my opinion. I think that, you know, it is what it is. If this, because like me, like I told y'all, back in my days, I didn't kiss and tell, so it didn't matter. The only person I would tell is my homeboy Al. Y'all know that was my ace. So I think that, you know, if y'all feeling each other and y'all caught up in the moment, and hey, it is what it is. Do what y'all do. Hey, I ain't judging. So she's like, oh, you think you gonna think I'm a hoe and all this and that, and you gonna treat me different? I'm like, no, baby, I ain't like that, man. I said, like I said, man, I feel like, shoot, it was gonna happen anyway. Let's just get it out the way. And, you know, I mean, you my girl, right? So she's like, oh, that's so sweet. So we hugging again, and then one thing led into another, and then Dante maxed it out again, right? So as I'm maxing it out, dude steady calling. So I'm like, so I get the phone, I'm like, hey, man, what's up, man? He like, hey, blood, man, check this out, man. Hey, listen, man, put her on the phone, dog. Put her on the phone, dog. I'm like, I said, listen, stop calling this. Matter of fact, I hung the phone up and I blocked him, right? Keep that in mind. So we gonna fast forward a year later. Me and her stopped talking for like, maybe like 3 months after this happened right here. I don't know. It was so long ago. I don't know why we stopped talking. Back in them days, you know, I had a whole stable full of women, and, you know, some stayed, some left, and I would stop talking to this person. We'll probably connect months later. I don't know. I was never consistent in no relationship. So a couple months go by, and me and my cousin is at this bar, right? Now remember, y'all, I'm still 16 at this time. So me and my cousin was in this bar, and yeah, I know I had no business drinking, but I was. So this dude walked up to me and was like, hey man, you know so-and-so? And I didn't know who the dude was at all, who he was talking about. I was like, man, what? He's like, hey, I said, you know so-and-so? I'm like, nah. So he was like, B-A-N-word, and pushed me. So I fell off my seat, and my homeboy just came out of nowhere like, boom, and then Al came out of nowhere like, bow, bow. So then I get up off the floor because he pushed me off the stool, and we just stumping him out, right? Us not knowing that there's 2 cops that's in here, and there was a cop outside the door, right? So long story short, they end up snatching us up, and they end up taking us up out of there. We end up going to the county jail. Now, for those that don't know, in Flint, Michigan, the first part that you go into after you get into processing the intake, you go to the bullpen. The bullpen can only hold maybe, I don't know, 20 people. That's max, maybe 20 people max. They be stuffing people in there like 40, 50 cats in the bullpen, right? So when I get in there, it's a Friday. Oh, remember, y'all, it's a Friday night too. So when I get up in there, right, it's like, it's so packed out, and I'm the only person. Like Al and my cousin, they went to another bullpen. So I'm the only one up in there. So when I get in there, I'm seeing cats I know from the hood. So they're like, Dante, what you doing up in here? I'm like, a little domestic violence, you know, a little fight. They're like, man, what the heck is she doing up in here? So I'm like, yeah. So we just kicking it, we just talking, you know, everybody just, it ain't nothing really crazy going on in there. But it's a lot of cats gravitating to me because I know a lot of dudes that's in the bullpen, and most of these dudes is from my neighborhood. So we all talking, and I see this guy over here that got braids or whatever. So I see him like inching over. I don't really know this dude. I don't know him at all. So when he finally get over there towards me, he like, hey, bro, your name Dante? I'm like, yeah. He was like, oh, okay, man. Yeah, my name DeAndre. I'm like, DeAndre. He like, yeah. I'm just gonna say a name. This is not the girl name. He said, yeah, I'm Sheena. I'm Sheena's boyfriend. I said, Sheena. I said, oh yeah, okay. What's up? So now it's hit me like, hold on. I said, you do the blood dude that was on the phone? He was like, yeah, bro. I was tripping though. I was tripping, man. That wasn't about nothing, man. She for the streets, bro. She for the streets. I said, oh, okay, whatever. So I'm like, all right. I said, so what's up? What's going on? Because at this point, I don't know if he trying to, make a move on me or what. But the way he came, it was like, okay, so this Dante, I finally met him in person, and maybe he know me, or maybe he see me. You never know what a cat thinking in his head. So he came and introduced himself to me, and the way I took it, it was all good. He didn't come with no animosity. He didn't come or being aggressive or nothing. So I'm like, okay, bet. So we maybe 3 days have passed, and the second part of when you in the Genesee County Jail, you go to a 2-man cell. Okay, after you leave out of the bullpen, you go upstairs, you go to a 2-man cell before y'all actually hit the flow. So me and him, and coincidentally end up being in a 2-man cell together. So we get in there, and of course Dante got to get the bottom rack that's off GP, right? So I got the bottom rack, he got the top rack, and I'm just gonna say we was in there for 2 days, right? So we just talking about it, I'm like, I said, yeah. He was like, man, so bro, what happened that day when I called? I was like, I mean, shoot, we were just chilling. He was like, man, be real with me, blood, be real with me. Y'all did it then, didn't y'all? I said, I mean, we was just chilling. He was like, come on, blood. Don't do me like that, blood. Come on, blood. I was like, I mean, yeah, we did it. He was like, so like, what exactly did y'all do? I said, man, listen, man, I don't really feel comfortable telling you all that. He like, man, I mean, she my girl now, blood. So it's like, just like, let me in. Like, I want to know what happened. I'm like, all right, man, for the sake of time, and since we up in here. So basically, I came over there, and we were just talking, and, I just end up, busting her down right there on the bed, He's like, oh, okay, blood, okay. And he was like, she still had them, like, them pink pillows over there? I said, yeah. He's like, oh, okay, yeah. So I was like, man, why you keep asking me about that? That's your girl now, man. Don't that don't make you feel uncomfortable? He was like, no, man, she was cheating on me anyway, man. She from the streets anyway. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So this would go on for the 2 days that we in there, right? So now we get on the flow. Now this is where you are now when you get on the flow, you is where you're gonna be at. So I end up getting on a second tier. Nobody was in my cell. I had about 5 homeboys up there. He ended up coming. He was on the first tier, and he had about 15 of his homeboys there. Now, this is where it gets crazy. So now that he with his homeboys and his blood homies, right? Now he walking around like, yeah, this dude's up in here, like saying stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like saying stuff loud, but not directly. He's saying indirect things like, yeah, dudes in here think it's sweet. Talking about these off-brand up here with dudes, girls, and thinking that's boo. And thinking that's boo. So I'm thinking like, cause the first time he said this, we was at breakfast time. And he kept saying like, yeah, dudes be out here trying to lay up on other dudes, girls, man, that ain't bull, right? Yeah, I smack one of these up in here. So I'm thinking like, hold up, I know this, cause I know he ain't talking about me. So I let that ride. Another time, so I'm on the phone and you walking the track or whatever. Hey, hold on, y'all. What is that going on back there? Hold on. I was looking at the video right here. What the heck is going on right here? I don't know. Anyway, sorry about that. Hey, do me a favor, y'all. If y'all still here with me right now, I need for y'all to hit that like button. And I also need for y'all to put your area code in the comment section. Okay. So I'm on the phone and, you know, they walking the track and it's him and like 6 dudes. So they walking the track. And every time he like get close, like by me, like an earshot distance, he'd say stuff like, yeah, man, I should file on blood. I should file on blood. So every time he kept saying, I'm thinking like, man, this dude gotta be, all right, whatever. So that's that. So later on that day, right? So after count, you gotta go in there for the second count. You gotta go in your cell and stand at the door or whatever when the guards do the count. So right after that, here he come right in my cell, like right directly in my cell. And he was like, hey, blood, hey, I didn't appreciate that you did back then. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, like I said, blood, I didn't appreciate that you did back then. So 2 of his homies was right on the side of him, but they didn't come in the cell. They was like right there. So he was like, yeah, so what's up with that, blood? What's up with that, blood? What was all that you were talking about on the phone, blood? So he threw me off and I'm like, hold up. So just a couple days ago, you was all friendly in the bullpen. Just a couple days ago, we was in a 2-man cell together. You asked me questions and trying to get answers out of me about what me and her did. What was all that energy at? Oh, so I get it now. Since you got your homies with you, now you want to buck bad on me, right? Okay. So I'm like, I said, what's up with it then? So he's like, what's up, blood? What's up, blood? Now, he said what's up and he's squaring up doing like this, right? And I'm right here by the toilet and I'm like, come on. So I'm assuming that his boys hyped him up to come in here and they was going to supposedly jump me. I guess this is what they told him, that they was just going to jump me or whatever, right? Because it was just weird how he just, like he was jumping but not attacking. And it's like he was waiting for them to do something. So at this point, I'm like, oh man, he pump faking. So I grabbed him by his collar, right? I grabbed him by his collar. And when he came in, this is why I just met him with it. Like, bah, boom, 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 right? So then he was like, oh. So then his homeboys were just watching. So I was like, oh, okay, they ain't doing nothing. So I'm just punching him out. And he's trying to swing at this time. Because first he wasn't swinging at all. He was just trying to pull away from me while I was punching him out. But he was swinging like wheelman like a girl. So I'm like, man, this dude ain't got no fight. So the toilet is right there, right? And I just got done peeing not too long ago. So we're still peeing in the toilet. So I'm punching him out, right? So then I grab him by the back of his neck and I'm trying to put his head in the toilet, but he like, no. So he got his hands, like he got this hand and that hand on the toilet commode right here, like stopping me from pushing his head in. So I'm like, man, so I'm like, you know what? So I like put my forearm like on the back of his neck right here, I had him in place right there while he like, man, let me go. At this time, there's other people crowding around the cell, that's hollering, screaming. The guards ain't doing nothing. The guards don't never be nowhere found. So I got him like this, right? Got my forearm like pinned on him like this. So I'm like, okay, all right, so you want to worry about what I did to your B? Here, drink my. So I put my hand in the toilet by his face right here, and I'm splashing on his face like, yeah, B. So he's like, whoa, let me go. So then I grabbed him, I like threw him this way, right? So he slid across the cell, and he like, he spitting, he gawking, he like, oh. And he's spitting or something. They like, oh man. So he like, blood, y'all get him, blood, y'all get him, blood, get him, blood. Let me tell y'all something. I don't know I don't know when did the blood gang, and there's so many sects. It's so, I don't think there's no unity, or, and especially back then. But I don't know. It was just really weird how this unfolded. But the dudes, long story short, I find out that this dude, this DeAndre dude, was a peon. Okay, so what I mean by that, because after all this happened, right, one of his homeboys came in and was like, "Yeah, man, we ain't, man, dude a peon, man." I was like, oh, so y'all, well, like, what was y'all about to do? Y'all was gonna try to jump me or something? He was like, no, man, we was just testing his heart, man, because he told us basically what happened, and we just wanted to see, could he fight, and, you know, to see could he bag up what he had. So we told him that we'd bag him up if you know, whatever, if y'all about to bump. So I was like, okay. So he was like, but yeah, man, he do just a peon, man. He ain't no real blood, man. So I said, all right. So I said, so is we good or what? He like, yeah, we straight, man. The purpose of this video, just understand that sometimes when you do stuff out here in the real world, it can catch up with you while you locked up. And you just got to be able to handle your business, and that's it. Now, let's get to our video of the day.
Gotta go. She gotta go, Tasha. I'm tired of it. I've been dealing with this for too long. She gotta go. Now, before anybody got anything to say or try to judge me for what I'm doing, I'm gonna tell y'all what's really going on. I can't do it no more. I done told this woman 7 times to leave my house. Get out, it's over. I don't want to be with her no more. I can't be with you. You don't want to do nothing for yourself. She don't want to better herself. She want to sit around and play the victim and act like I'm the problem. I'm not the problem. This all that stuff, she got to go. I asked her 7 times, get yourself together. I even tried to make it work. She living with me. I'm paying all the bills. She got her kids here. I didn't even accept her kids. I don't even got no kids. I didn't even accept her kids and treat them kids like mine. I love them kids. But I can't do this no more, Tasha. You got to go. She come in all hours of the night, whenever she want to, always trying to play victim, telling everybody it's me crying to her coworkers or family, saying it's me, it's me, it's me. Y'all gotta understand, man, I'm fed up, I'm stressing. I done tried to help this girl numerous of times. Try to help her get on her feet, and she just ain't got, it's like she don't want nothing in life. I cannot be with a woman like that. All we do is argue. Argue, argue, argue. She don't want to work. She pick her kids up, drop her kids off to her mama house while she go out and be in the streets all night. And I'm already paying the bills. And the f***ed up part is, I got a homie, his wife got a business. She was going to hire her on the spot to answer the phones for her business, $20 an hour. I tell this dumb, hey, my homie wife got a business, and all you gotta do is answer the phone, $20 an hour. She gonna look at me and tell me what the fuck I look like. I'm like, what do you mean, what the fuck do you look like? $20 an hour, you telling me you can't work for $20 an hour to sit on your ass? That's when I knew I couldn't work no more. That's her kids' stuff. It's like, I can't do it. Her kids tear my house up. You know what I mean? I love them kids with my dear heart, but I can't do this. Sometimes you get fed up. I'm waking up, I'm going to work every day with attitudes, getting into it with my boss, arguing with my employees, my coworkers, and it's like, I just can't do it. God, please forgive me for doing this. I never meant to be this way. Like, you know, I'm a good man at heart, but sometimes you get fed up. I done asked her 7 times to leave, and it's just like, I can't deal with this no more. I just want y'all to see, I got her stuff out here. And if you ever try to come over here and mess up my house or anything like that, man, I already got my police report filed. So they will come find you. Don't come over here on my property. This is my property. Y'all see nothing wrong with the house. No windows busted. Nothing's wrong. Let me show y'all the side. So she come over here acting crazy. First of all, she's going to jail. Second of all, I just want to show y'all so that don't nobody say nothing like, oh, that was already messed up and you trying to. I can't do it. When you fed up, you fed up. $20 an hour to sit down and answer the phone. You told me what the you look like. Like I can't do this. Your stuff is outside. I apologize, God. Please forgive me for doing this, man. I ask you to release me from any negativity or anything in my life. And my heart told me to do this. I love them kids. I do not want to put them kids out. But they gotta go. They gotta go. I've done too much for her and those kids. You have to go. I can't deal with it no more. I can't deal with nobody that don't want to do nothing to help better their life. I can't do it, man. And that's just what it is, man. It's like it don't make no sense. God, please forgive me for this. God, please forgive me. Just forgive me, God. Please.